So hello everyone. It is Saturday, May 21st, 2022. What does that mean? May 21st. It means that 53 years ago today, I was born onto this planet, into this lifetime. I've already seen a lot of all of your happy birthday wishes on Facebook. Facebook's amazing in that regard, isn't it? It's got its faults, but birthdays make you feel pretty darn good. I'm out for a walk. It's been a pretty good day. Stacy and Gigi and I went hiking in Will Rogers State Park this morning. It's gorgeous. And then we did some yoga this afternoon. Now I'm out for a walk. And actually tomorrow I'm looking forward to this week because all of us are going up to the San Ynez Valley to farm sit for my dear friend Pat. She's got her horses, her dogs, and her cat. And we're gonna go up through Thursday and be in the San Ynez Valley and be with horses and animals and sunsets and sunrises and, you know, stars. And Mom's just a mile and a half away, and my friends Jean and Diane and Jen are coming up on Monday to celebrate. It's Jean's birthday on the 24th. So anyway, so looking forward to that. My update. Well, it is an update, that's for sure. Things are moving. So there's kind of good news and bad news here. Well, let's just start by saying that I have surgery scheduled for June 15th. Another surgery. Third one within 3 years. Ugh. I mean, there's a good reason for this one. It is to remove the colonic stent that they placed in me in January when I was in the hospital. The stent that saved my life. And if you've watched my updates in the past, you've heard me say that the doctors are very, very, very happy at where I am with this all, and that the discussion of removal is happening, because when they put those things in, it's a palliative care thing, and they hardly ever talk about removal because most patients don't live that long. So they say that I'm an outlier, and I met with my oncologist, Dr. Fisher, last week or a week ago, and talked to him about the surgery. I said I feel like it's time, because I feel like this stent is now becoming a problem and it's becoming inflamed. And then I talked to Dr. Bedford, who is the GI doctor who put this in. I talked to him a week ago. He said he was thrilled to be talking to me. He says the stent needs to be removed, but that he can't remove it like he placed it, because at this point in time it's embedded in the intestinal wall. And as he said, it would be a bloody mess if he tried pulling it out. So it has to be surgically removed, and I'm going to have to get my colon resectioned. And you know, there's a possible, you know, you go into surgery and it's lots of uncertainty, of course. And there's the possibility of a temporary colostomy. If there is one, hopefully it's temporary. So surgically remove it, resection of it, and then removing and what they say cytoreduction or debulking of any remaining cancer, with the possibility of doing a major procedure in addition. It's called HIPEC, which is an acronym. I don't remember what it all means, but basically it's a procedure where they would actually, of course, obviously open me up, do what they need to do with the stent, the colon, and then remove any cancer spots that they can see, and then possibly doing this procedure, HIPEC, where they put tubes into your abdomen and then they temporarily close you up, and for 90 minutes they circulate this heated chemo throughout your abdomen to get any remaining cancer cells. So for 90 minutes, and then they open you back up, take out the tubes, do a flush, and then sew me back up. And he said, I talked to my surgeon yesterday, and he's just very, very kind and gentle and compassionate, but he's one of the best, and he's been doing this for 25 years, and he wants to lay out all the possibilities so that I don't wake up with any possible surprises. And of course he has to go through all the possible things that could go on, which can just, you can't get too much into your head about it. The truth is, I would like it, the surgery at June 15th feels like a long way away. I don't want to have surgery anymore, but I also am tired of feeling the crampiness of this stent and knowing that it's causing inflammation and it's causing some problems. So that just feels like a long way away, but not like I'm rushing to have surgery done, especially something like that. And he said it's a long surgery, pretty much all day. Arrived there at 5 in the morning. He says they don't schedule any surgeries when they do this kind of a thing. So it's just me. And I just think of, for me, obviously when you're under, you have no concept of time, and, you close your eyes and then you wake up and you're like, whoa, what's all gone on? But, for friends and family and loved ones who are waiting for hours and hours, yuck. So it's not easy on anybody. And, I was just telling, Gigi and Stacy and some of my friends that, we all recognize that there's uncertainty, that life is uncertain. Like, we have no idea what can happen today, tomorrow. Like, we live with uncertainty. And we're aware of it. But most of the time, we're just going about life and we're not thinking about how uncertain life is. But I feel like I've had the face of uncertainty right in my face for almost 3 years now. In my consciousness, right here, all the time. And it's tiring. It's tiring. I've had to, as I've said before, I've had to really, really work on my mind through meditation and breathing and yoga and doing my weights and going for walks and continuing writing my books and, essentially taking my mind somewhere else into the positive, because, our minds can freaking go down the rabbit hole So it's tiring. I'm not gonna lie. Frequent tears of just being tired mentally, mentally, emotionally. But I keep going because, as you guys all know, I have things to do yet, I want to be here. And, Dr. Bilchik, my surgeon, said yesterday too that the mind is so powerful in what our healing is about, As he said the other time I saw him, he's like, we doctors can only do so much, but it's really up to you, the patient, to do everything that you can, to take care of yourself. And that's, as you know, that's what I'm doing. Take care of myself on every level, emotionally, lots of emotional therapy, digging deep into dynamics, stories, thoughts, beliefs. That's a whole other story, not to get into right now, but, and just, of course, I haven't been able to eat normally since January, and that wears on me. But, I'm determined, and I will. I see beyond. But in the midst of it, biggest challenge of my life, no doubt about it. And I actually do some therapy with he used to be a monk for 14 years. He does conscious integrative therapy about really getting to root causes, emotional root causes. And he also does your Vedic astrology. And he's done my chart, and he's like, well, in your chart, he says, this is what was all meant to happen. And he said, and cancer is just a spiritual awakening for you, but you've got many years ahead of teaching and speaking and writing. And he says, it's right there in your chart. So glad, I'll be honest, I've seen a few psychic and intuitives since December. None of them know each other, and in various forms, they've all said the same thing. Bigger purpose here, blah, 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 and I know that. But man, when you're in the midst of it, like I've been, I have that awareness and that knowingness, but God, sometimes it's just really challenging. Like I said, lots of tears here and there. But, you got to let yourself be a human being, which I am, and let all the emotions come up and continue on. Got to keep picking ourselves up. And I couldn't have done this with all the support I have, and that means all of you, and there is just no way. So I really have profound compassion for those people who go through something like this and don't have the love and the support, and there's just no way. So I'm grateful for so much. I'm grateful for life, grateful for another birthday. Thank you to Mom and Dad for bringing me into this world. I love you very much. Thank you to all of my family and friends, and those of you who I haven't even met, but you've become friends on Facebook and things like that. I just can't thank you enough for, your donations. And, I am a prideful person. I will tell you that. To ask for help on all levels, this has just been the most humbling experience of my life. It's like standing in the room with all the people you know, and you're the one that's just standing there naked, totally exposed. Everybody knows your business, everybody, like everything. It's just and as human beings, we're often very private. We want to keep things to ourselves. We hide things, because we have an ego that's self-conscious, and we have pride, and we have shame, and we have guilt, and you know, we have embarrassment, and you know, we all get to keep that private until something for me like this that just feels like and any guard that I had, and we all as human beings have guards that we've learned to accumulate to protect our vulnerable hearts from little on. And this process has literally been peeling the onion of those layers of, you know, guarded stuff that I've carried. And I've had to just strip that and strip that and strip that and strip that and strip that. And, geez. And then you're just kind of standing there, totally exposed and vulnerable to the world. You know, I'll be honest. You know, when I was first diagnosed in August of 2019, the first feeling was, of course fear, but I felt embarrassed. Here's Lisa, exercise physiologist, wellness, heart coach, you know, an expert in health and fitness and wellness, and she gets cancer. Whoa, what does that do for one's ego and sense of self? I had to really work through that. Because, you know, my message for all those years was, you know, we invest in our future, but we usually when we think of financially investing in our future, we don't think of investing in our health. So my message was always, we need to invest in our health, because we may not even live to our retirement if we don't take care of our health. But we can save all the money in the world, and we may never even get to enjoy it. Because I've worked with a lot of people, obviously, with heart disease, diabetes, cancer over the years, and sometimes they don't even make it to their retirement, and they've invested all of this. So you could see where I was like, whoa, okay, I guess that message is kind of moot, obsolete, I don't know. And then a friend of mine said to me, are you kidding me, Lisa? Are you kidding me? You invested in your health all of these years, and that is why you are getting through this like you are. And all of my doctors have said the same thing, that my mindset, my exercising, my determination, you know, my athletic training, mindset, background, we're like, you know, this is your investment in your health. You know, stuff happens. And, you know, cancer is an imbalance on some level, and I've been talking about that. And it's a complex dis-ease. And I believe there's a deep, deep, deep emotional root cause to all dis-ease. But it takes work to get there and see what that's all about. And that's what my journey has been in the last 3 years. And holy moly, I've just uncovered so much. And you know, but then only God knows when our time is. And I think God knows that I have a lot to share and want to continue to share with the world, just because that's just who I am. Hence the reason why I'm sharing this journey. I mean, what else are we doing here on this planet if we're not? Are we just pretending to be this or that, but inside we're all struggling or something? Like, we don't need to be. What I've discovered is we just need to be our real authentic selves and find our peace in that. Anyway, this has gone on probably long enough. And if you listen to the whole thing, God bless you. It means a lot. It does. It really means a lot. And so if you can keep me in your hearts and your prayers, and as I get ready for that surgery on June 15th, I'm kind of praying that they call me and say, can you do a week earlier? Yeah, I can. I mean, it's one of those things that it's like, yeah, who wants to get surgery? Not me. But I know my healing, my overall healing, the only way out is through, and I have to do this. By the way, the beautiful ocean behind me on my birthday. So, you know, I mean, here's what I know about myself. When I'm clear about what needs to be done, clarity is the key. Because when you're kind of sitting on the fence, you're like in blah. But when I'm clear, I'm like, all right, let's dig deep, take a deep breath, and let's go. Let's just do it. It's like, you know, I always use metaphors of athletics. You know, you can train, but then when you're on the starting line of a marathon or 100-meter dash, I mean, it's like there's no room for anything else in your mind other than doing what needs to be done and keeping your vision on the goal, you know, the finish line. So that's what I'm doing with this. It's like, needs to be done. Dig deep into it. Let's go. Anyway, so thank you for listening to my birthday message. Thank you for caring. I admit that there's also emotional, of course. There's the feeling of, if I'm tired of this, it's been going on for so long, you know, my thought is everybody else must be tired of hearing me talk about it. And so there's that playing in my head. But that's why I try and balance it out with, there's so much joy and there's so many good things in my life. And I'm going to be going to Santa Ynez this week. And I have beautiful friends and family, and I live in a beautiful place. So and my body is amazing. My body is strong, and it keeps bouncing back. So, all right. I love you all. And thank you for listening, and thank you for caring, and thank you for loving. And let's just keep loving in this world. Okay, seeing the good in everybody, because we're all fighting a battle on some level. All right, take care. Bye.